A fallout in Baltimore after a mistrial was declared in the case of that first police officer charged in the death of Freddie Gray. Protests mostly peaceful overnight, and ABC's Jim Avila is in Baltimore with the latest. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Robin. Calls for justice this morning, but overnight the call was for peace from community organizers, and that, along with an overwhelming show of police force, kept the calm.
These are the moments after a mistrial was announced in the Freddie Gray case, a jury deadlocked, unable to come to a decision about Officer William Porter's alleged role in the 25-year-old's death. Baltimore sheriff's deputies moving into place, surrounding the courthouse,
get out of the way,
and making a handful of arrests.
Move!
Forcefully clearing the streets. Gray's family stood outside the courtroom and called for peace, expressing faith in the system that could not convict the first of 6 Baltimore police officers charged in connection with their loved one's death.
We ask the public to remain calm, patient, because we are confident there will be another trial with a different jury.
Overnight, protests grew larger but remained overwhelmingly peaceful.
Shut it down!
Freddie Gray died this spring after being chased and arrested by Baltimore police, but he was never charged with any crime. Officer Porter was not involved in Gray's arrest and wasn't driving the police van, where he suffered fatal injuries. But prosecutors charged the 26-year-old with manslaughter, claiming he could have put a seatbelt on Gray or called a medic when the victim asked for one during several stops on the way to jail. But the jury of 7 blacks and 5 whites struggled in the jury room for 16 hours over 3 days and could not reach a unanimous verdict on any of the 4 charges against Porter, the most serious, involuntary manslaughter. The prosecutor did not reveal strategy or timing for a retrial.
Are you disappointed at all?
Reached by phone overnight, Officer Porter told the Baltimore Sun it's not over. He has denied guilt in Gray's death, but is likely to face another trial with a new jury. The trial of the other 5 officers is scheduled to begin in January. Robin?
All right, Jim, thank you. We're going to turn to ABC News Chief Legal Affairs anchor Dan Abrams for more on this. So explain exactly what this mistrial means.
Well, this means that the judge is saying there's no way that this jury could reach a unanimous verdict. And as a result, you're effectively starting again. It's as if no trial had happened. Look, it's not that surprising that prosecutors are having a tough time here.
Why do you say that?
Because you're talking about police inaction. Typically in cases where police are on trial, we're talking about what the police did. They shot someone, and were they justified or not? Here we're talking about what police officers didn't do. They didn't do enough. They didn't strap them in a seatbelt. They didn't get him medical help. That's not an easy case to win.
So with this particular officer, because there are other ones involved and they're going to be going on trial, but with this particular officer, were the charges not perhaps correct for him?
Well, look, I think, and I've said this before, I think that the prosecutor was overly aggressive here, that the prosecutor could have and should have across the board considered lesser crimes here in the hope of getting convictions. The danger always is when you overcharge, is that some jurors look at it and they say, wait a second, what? You're alleging that this officer should be sent to prison for doing this? That seems like a little much. Yeah, I think that's a concern here.
Because the jury may think, yes, maybe he did something wrong, but not to the standards of what those charges were. What about now this mistrial? What do you think that says about the other trials that are coming up?
I think these are going to be very tough trials, but some are going to be harder than others.
Yeah, we're going to be watching it. All right, okay. Dan, thank you.